episode of The Writing Figure. My name is Subramani, and as always, I'm joined by Ashwin Karthik, my fellow book reader and author. Today, we're going to talk about the five myths that commonly uh, held among people when it comes to writing. So, Ashwin, what do you think about the subject? What is the first myth that you would like to break here?
It's a very great topic again, and the first myth that I would like to bust today is that writing is only for the highly educated or the highly qualified people. I have believed that the writing is a very great form of expression. And the expressions, it, everyone is allowed to express, and it does not confine. The skill is not confined to anybody who is only highly educated. What do you say?
I think that's a very common myth as well. Highly educated. Okay, you can use another synonym for that, which is academic. There is this idea that only PhDs and the cerebral type, the brainy type can actually write. There are examples abound in history. Right from Mark Twain to people like uh, you know, even Stephen King. I would say that he's not a qualified. He's not. I don't think he's qualified as a writer, but he has written. R.K. Narayan, for example, is not a qualified. He's not a qualified. He's not a PhD or someone who comes from a pedigree of academicians. No, he was a teacher. I think he started to write because he wanted to tell a story. As simple as that. If you have something to tell, so if it's something as compelling as telling a story, or communicating something, then it becomes automatic for you to write. The second bit that I would like to break, Ashwin, is that we think that writing would mean you should learn a lot of words, and it sometimes make me laugh, the extents to which people go to kind of use a complicated word in the place of a very simple word. This is something that
Mhm.
we keep emphasizing in journalism. The corollary, the one of the cardinal rules of journalism is that you should use the simplest word possible so that even an eighth class kid will be able to read what you're writing. Why is that rule? Because newspapers should be commonly read. Only then, the market size will be more. That is a marketing side of the story. The other side of the story, of course, is that people naturally take to newspaper to learn to write. And if you're going to teach them the legalese, the officialese, uh, the kind of language that people, I mean, the British colonizers used in the 19 in the 1700s and 1800s, that is not going to excite anybody. So that's another myth that people need to kind of break themselves, because it doesn't matter how many words you know. What matters is how effectively you apply or use them. That's not me. That's Stephen King.
That's so true, right? As you said, anything written should be understood and should be relatable to even an eighth class pass student, right? And that is when your reach as an author increases. So, so, being highly qualified, or as you rightly put, an academician is not a mandate, and similarly, using very great vocabulary or very difficult and rare vocabulary is also not a mandate. The other misconception or myth, as you rightly put, according to my mind, or my understanding, is that only long writing, something like a book or a novel is writing, and not anything short. Today, especially in today's uh, modern age, where social media has taken all of us by storm. A two-line tweet, can take the society by the by its horns, or better to say by the scruff of
Of
its
its neck,
neck.
yes, absolutely.
Exactly, right? So,
Yes.
but it is funny that so many people out there believe that only long writing is writing, and
So if you permit me, Ashwin, I would say that,
yes.
we definitely have what's called a double vision
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to writing.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember Manzoor Ali Khan Patori, the famous Indian captain
Cricketer.
and a batsman,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
he allegedly saw the ball. He saw two balls
Mm-hmm.
because of his,
The
the accident that caused his,
accident.
eye problem.
Eye problem. Yes.
And so he was apparently he knew which one is actually the illusion and which one is the real, and he played
Mm.
it by its merit. uh, the same way we have double vision. All of us can write. Okay, we
Mm.
write, as you rightly mentioned, we write on Twitter, we write on social media, we write our leave letters, we write our appraisal letters, whatnot. Somehow
Mm.
we don't think that that qualifies as writing. Writing is something extraordinary, something which is intellectual, or creative. We give a lot of superlatives when it comes to writing, but
Mm.
writing is a very simple thing. Whatever that goes on in your mind, you codify it in words, and that is reflected in the black and white in terms of a paper or a pen or a page or a computer screen. That's reflected on it. So I don't really think that people should distinguish the two. And academic writing is also a writing. It's a form of writing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
can't be a unique or the only form of writing. That's all I think we need to say about the subject, I guess. So the next and the the fourth famous myth about writing is that you know writing is not for me, right? We say that writing
Mm.
is not for me. Why do we? I don't know. So many times I worked with a lot of people. They say that you please write the proposal and give me, and I will go and get it sanctioned.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
and then I ask them, why you want me to write? Why can't you write yourself? They
Yes.
say that no, 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 no. You are the best writer. I think they say that basically to flatter me, but the reality is that they don't want to write. You
Yeah.
see, they think that writing is difficult. And this is in spite of the fact that the idea is entirely theirs, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I have a feeling that people have this either an aversion for writing or a kind of a fear, a psychological fear. Also, writing is seen as a kind of a commitment, a kind of, you're committing whatever that you have in your head on paper. Okay. All right. You could say that it is, you know, uh, it is a problem. Oh, I will be exposed. That's the kind of a fear. The other way of looking at it is, when you write, it shows the confidence that you have in your skill. In
Yes.
your thought process. Forget about the skill. Writing is just a tool, the best tool in your toolkit. But the actual material is your thought. If you really believe in your thought, writing becomes easier for you. So I feel
Absolutely.
that writing needs to be pursued as something, as a tool. And then if you believe in your thought process, the tool gets easier. Yeah, what do you think?
No, it is as simple as that, right? Any skill that you hone, you eventually will get better at it.
I mean, I'm going to talk about something that I think we mentioned in our previous episodes as well, which is
Yeah.
if you cannot read, you
Hmm.
sometimes may not have the tools or the aspiration even to write. Most of the
Yeah.
problem lies in the fact that we don't read. I think this generation, um, I think they like books. I wouldn't say that they're not. If they don't like books, I don't think you and I would be sitting here and talking about books. uh,
Yes.
I think the problem here is that we look at a longish form of writing, and we understand writing as a boring task. But actually, there's a lot to discover. There's a whole new world to discover out of writing, isn't it? And when you read, it's a story that's kind of unfolding in your mind, which is far more exciting than anything that you see on the television or on your Netflix. uh, I think we discussed this earlier that anything that's on a video or visual is basically a condensed or a juicy form uh, of writing.
Yes.
Juice
Yes.
has its own purpose, but it's not the same as eating the fruit. It takes a little effort, but fruit is more nourishing and nutritious.
Myth that I would like to bust on today's episode, Subramani, is
Yeah,
that, writing is difficult. Writing is not for me. Many people feel that writing is extremely difficult. Maybe it's a lonely journey. I am not cut for writing.
absolutely. Writing is natural. Uh, like how we said about authors write, I don't write. I think it
Mm,
is it is the same kind of myth where it's not just the authors who write. It's like
mm,
anybody who is writing. Only
mm.
that any opportunity that you get to write has to be utilized. Um, Examples, I think we used an example of a proposal. Suppose if you're writing a proposal, but are we telling a story out of the proposal? These days, if you look at companies, Ashwin, they all have they're adapting storytelling as a part of their culture, their company's
Yeah.
culture. And the reason is because a story can tell uh, you know can communicate the purpose or the objective far more clearly than any you know presentation or PPT can.
One more myth is, which is very common about writing, is that writing needs inspiration. Writing needs something so great. It cannot happen every other day. Subramani,
Yeah.
what do you think?
This is laughable because if I have to wait for inspiration as a journalist, I don't think I'll be able to work every day. Uh, and Actually speaking, writing is no different from laying a pipe or
Mm,
doing an electrical work or making a table chair. Again, this is something that you find in Stephen King's On Writing. He says that take writing as a chore, take writing as a regular task, and it doesn't have to be something extraordinary like inspiration. Uh, it doesn't need that to fuel uh, writing. Writing is a part of your everyday life. Again, the problem is our attitude to writing, which is uh, the insecurity that we all have. How people would judge us if they see
yes.
our writing. You don't have to worry that. I'm sure if it's good enough, people will accept. And if you are in the corporate business, if you're in the corporate world, or you're doing your own business, writing is a necessary part of your life. Whether it's writing a proposal or writing your mission and vision statement, or all these are very creative activities. By the way, you can apply storytelling, and you can actually take uh, your own. ideas and into a very different level. That's what people are doing these days in the corporate world. Adapting storytelling as a part of what they do. Writing is nothing difficult if only you know how to express yourself without the self doubt or the fear of expressing. Thanks for joining us, and it's bye bye from Subramani and
Yeah, and me, Ashwin. Keep writing, keep thinking, and we will see you soon. Bye bye.